Hello everyone, welcome to Traditionally Modern Food. Let's see how to make 5 tasty sweet recipes with milk powder. Today we are going to see how to make delicious instant gulab jamun without using store-bought gulab jamun mix. Detailed recipe with tips and tricks to make crackless gulab jamun makes it a great beginner friendly recipe. Let's get started. Today I have split gulab jamun making process into 4 main steps. First step, to prepare the jamun dough. In a wide vessel, add half cup of milk powder, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda. Take the exact measurement of dry ingredients and mix well. We can't overknead the dough after adding the wet ingredients, so make sure you mix well the dry ingredients first. After mixing the dry ingredients, let's add the wet ingredients one by one. 1 tablespoon of ghee, 2 tablespoons of milk. Today I have added cold milk. If you have hot milk, bring it to room temperature and then add it. Finally, add half teaspoon of thick curd. Mix gently. Avoid overkneading as overknead dough results in dense jamun. Based on your milk powder, if required, add few drops of milk. Avoid pouring more milk at once. If the dough needs extra milk, always add little by little and avoid adding water to the dough. While mixing the dough might look sticky, but after resting it for few minutes, the dough turns fine. Now our jamun dough is ready. Cover it with a damp cloth or paper towel and rest it for 10 minutes. Meantime, let's make the sugar syrup. So step 2 is making sugar syrup. In a heavy bottom pan, add 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of water, half teaspoon of cardamom powder or 3 cardamom pods, a pinch of saffron. Mix well and turn on the stove on medium flame. Now let's boil the sugar syrup. Boil the sugar syrup for 7 to 8 minutes. For gulab jamun, we need watery sugar syrup, so avoid one string consistency. At one stage, you can see sticky sugar syrup. That is the consistency we are looking for. Turn off the stove immediately and move the vessel aside. Now our sugar syrup is ready. Third step is to make the jamun balls. Before making the jamun balls, let's heat the oil. Today I am going to fry the jamuns in oil. You can also fry the jamun in ghee. Turn on the stove to low flame and let's heat the oil. Meanwhile, let's start preparing the jamun dough. Grease your hands with little ghee and pinch a small portion of the dough. Roll it gently and make jamun balls. Make sure the jamun balls are crack free because if the jamun balls have cracks, it might split while frying. Repeat the step and make all the jamun balls. After making the jamun balls, cover it with a damp cloth and keep it like that till we fry. Now our jamun balls are ready. Now let's fry the jamun. Before frying a batch of jamun, always test the oil first. After the oil turns medium hot, pinch a small portion of the dough and drop it into the hot oil. If it starts floating upwards immediately without changing its color, the oil is at right temperature and ready for deep frying. If the jamun starts floating upwards immediately and turns brown, then the oil is too hot. We have to cool the oil. So turn off the stove for some time and heat again to the right temperature. If the jamun balls don't come floating at all, then oil is not hot enough, need to be heated little bit more. Now the oil is at the right temperature, so let's start frying the jamuns. Slowly draw 4 to 5 jamuns or according to the size of the pan. Jamun sinks. In few seconds, it starts floating without changing color. Carefully flip and cook evenly. Cook till the jamuns are deep fried and turns into golden brown. Transfer them to an oil filter to absorb excess oil. Maintain the oil temperature throughout the frying process by adjusting the flame between low-medium for even cooking. While frying the last batch of jamun, turn on the sugar syrup to the lowest flame and let it get warm. Make sure the sugar syrup is not boiling as it might affect the sugar syrup consistency. After the sugar syrup turns warm, we are going to add the jamuns. Add all the jamuns and turn off the stove immediately. We should always add the jamuns to the warm sugar syrup So if the sugar syrup is not warm, then it won't soak properly. If the sugar syrup is piping hot, it might break the jamuns and add few drops of rose essence. Move the pan aside and gently mix so that all the jamun is well soaked in the sugar syrup. After the jamun is cool, close it with a lid and let the jamun sit for at least 4 hours. After 4 hours, our tasty gulab jamun is ready. Do try this for this Diwali. Now let's see how to make malai laddu. Take 1/3 cup of sugar into the mixie jar and ground them into a fine powder. In a wide vessel, add 1 cup of milk powder, ground sugar, half teaspoon of cardamom powder. Mix well and our mixture for malai laddu is ready. If you're planning to make malai laddu with the entire quantity, go ahead. I have kept half cup of mixture for chocolate laddu. To the remaining malai mixture, let's add 2 tablespoons of almond flakes and mix well. Add warm melted ghee little by little. I added around 1/4 cup. The amount may slightly vary according to your milk powder. Add 3 tablespoons and mix well. Try to form a ball. If it crumbles, add more ghee. Else shape into laddu. Since we have added warm melted ghee, it is better to make laddu when the mixture is warm. Our tasty milk powder laddu is ready. For chocolate laddu, take half cup of the mixture. Add 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1½ tablespoon of cocoa powder and mix it well. Make sure the mixture is lump free. Now add warm melted ghee little by little. I have used around 3 tablespoons of ghee. If it crumbles, add more ghee. Else shape into a laddu. Take some crushed pistachia on a plate and coat the chocolate laddu with some pistas. Our tasty chocolate laddu is ready. Do try out this tasty laddu recipes for this Diwali. Today we are going to see how to make instant milk peda, a quick sweet that is perfect for Diwali. Let's get started. In a heavy bottom pan, add 2 tablespoons of hot milk and few strands of saffron. Let it soak for a minute. Add 1 cup of milk powder, half tin of condensed milk and mix well to avoid lumps. It will be like a thick idli batter. Add 1 tablespoon of ghee and mix well. Since we are using store-bought condensed milk, the density of the condensed milk might vary slightly. If you think the mixture is too thick, add half tablespoon of milk. Avoid adding more milk as it might affect the peda consistency. Mix well. Avoid cooking before mixing everything. And now the mixture is ready for cooking. Turn on the stove on medium flame and mix well. Today I have used non-stick pan, so it was easy for me to stir the peda mixture. If you are using regular cook pan, make sure you cook on low flame and keep mixing. If required, add little ghee, mix well and cook. As we cook, the mixture thickens up and start leaving the pan. At one stage, it comes together like this. Add half teaspoon of cardamom powder, half tablespoon of ghee. Mix well and continue cooking on low flame. It will turn into a non-sticky dough. Pinch a small portion of dough and try to roll it. If you can roll it properly, then the dough is ready. You can also touch and see if the dough is sticky. Now the dough is perfect, so turn off the stove and transfer it into your vessel. Let it cool down. When it is warm enough to handle, grease your hands with little ghee. Pinch a small portion of the dough and roll it well with your hands. Flatten it according to your desired thickness. Make a dent in the center with your thumb or a spoon like this. I have added pista. You can add any nuts of your choice. If you have a mold like this, grease the mold with little ghee. Roll the dough and press the dough on the peda mold. Press it well so that the peda gets the impression of the mold. Peda is ready. Now we have seen how to make plain peda and peda with nuts. Let's see how to make chocolate peda. I have taken 1/4 cup of prepared dough. Add half tablespoon of cocoa powder, 1½ tablespoon of powdered icing sugar. I have used store-bought icing sugar. Adjust the sugar according to your sweetness. Mix well and make a pliable dough. The moisture in the dough is enough. If required, add few drops of milk. Avoid adding more milk as it might affect our peda texture. Mix well and knead it. Now the chocolate peda dough is ready. Take a small portion of the dough, roll it well with your hands and press it on the mold to make an impression. Our tasty chocolate peda is ready. Milk peda is generally chewy if you taste immediately. Refrigerate the peda for 4 to 5 hours and enjoy the tasty milk peda. Peda tastes good for 2-3 days in room temperature and up to 1 week in fridge. Do try this tasty milk peda for this Diwali. Today we are going to see how to make milk powder burfi. The best part of this recipe is no need to turn on your stove for making this tasty burfi. Let's get started. Place parchment paper on a tray or plate. Grease the paper with some ghee. Take 1 cup of milk powder in a wide mixing bowl. Add 1/4 cup of melted ghee. Ghee should be in melted liquid form. If ghee solidifies due to your weather condition, melt it and add liquid ghee to the burfi. Add cardamom powder. Mix well and make sure the ghee is well blended with the milk powder and the mixture is lump free. If the melted ghee is warm, wait till the mixture is completely cool. Avoid adding powdered sugar to the hot mixture. After the mixture is cool, add half cup of powdered sugar and mix. Preferably use store-bought icing sugar. Cornstarch in the sugar helps for the burfi texture. Transfer the content into the tray, spread and level it. Sprinkle nuts of your choice and refrigerate the milk burfi for at least 1 hour. Check after 45 minutes. If the burfi is firm, cut it. Else refrigerate for some more time. After the mixture turns firm, take it out from the fridge. Grease your knife with little ghee and cut into desired shape. Burfi needs to be cut after refrigerating for the best texture. Avoid cutting the burfi immediately. Our tasty no-cook milk powder burfi is ready. Do try this tasty milk powder burfi for Diwali. If you like this recipe, please subscribe TMF for more recipes. Thank you.